What's up, everybody? Zariel here for another booster pack review. Considering the fact that I have not done one of these in I don't know how long, and the fact that I've been so behind, busy with everything else that I hadn't had time to do like my individual card reviews that I normally would do. So lately I've been doing a lot of booster pack reviews where I review every card in the booster pack. So this video is going to be a lot longer than what I intended to do, or would or what I would typically do with these card reviews, but it's the best way for me to catch up on everything in one video because I have a lot to catch up on. Now, I don't remember because it's been that long since I did a card review. I know I did everything in uh, Clash of Rebellions. I believe I got all of the TCG exclusives from that booster pack, so I think I'm completely done with that. Um, and I never really got around to doing Dimensions of Chaos. I think I did like one or two card reviews, but in this case, I think it's only right if I just go over every card in the booster pack. Even if I did a card review on it already, I don't remember, and I'm not going to sit here and try. So first, let me click on the Japanese tab because we're not getting this in a TCG until November 6th. So we got a few months before this comes out for us, which is crazy considering. Um, but nevertheless, so let's get started. I don't want to take up too much time talking about what I'm going to do. Let's just jump right into it. And so these may not be each of the card reviews may not be as long as I would typically do them, and I don't know what goes with what, so it may not be as informative. But this is just take it as a method, as this is what's coming out for us soon. So that's all I'm going to say about that. So first up is Performer Pal Second Donkey. It's an Earth Beast effect monster, level 4, attack 1000, defense 2000. Description: when this card is normal or special summon, you can send one Performer Pal monster from your deck to your graveyard, except Performer Pal Second Donkey. If you have two cards in your Pendulum Zones, you can add that monster to your hand instead. Okay, so it's beneficial to have. So that's a good search if as long as you have two cards in your Pendulum Zone. So that's as good as that's going to get. Um, Second Donkey. Next up, we got Performer Pal Splash Mammoth. It's a Water Beast Pendulum Effect Monster, level 6, Pendulum Scale 4, attack 1900, defense 2300. Description: the Pendulum Effect, once per turn, when a fusion monster or monsters is special summoned to your side of the field, except during the damage step, you can special summon one face-up Odd-Eyes Pendulum monster from your extra deck. Nice. That's really fucking good. The monster effect: during your main phase, you can fusion summon one dragon type fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters you control as fusion materials. You can only use this effect of Performer Pal Mammoth Splash once per turn. Mammoth Splash. I don't know why I call it Splash Mammoth. Oops. Let me look at this. So when a fusion monster gets special summoned while this is in your Pendulum Zone, you can special summon another face up. You can special summon. Oh, okay. So you'll be able to get another monster, well, like another Odd Eyes Pendulum monster on your field immediately. So that can set you up for the second effect. So that's very splashing. All right. Oh, and forgive the background noise. My baby cousin had some friends coming over. She's not here yet, so they're downstairs watching TV, and you might hear like the TV out loud. Of course, I'll tell them to turn it down if it gets too hectic. But next up, we got Performer Pal Help Princess. They're really using a lot of these, using some creativity to come up with some nice words, I should say. Kind of ingenious. Anyway, this is a Dark Warrior effect monster. Funny, it looks like a magician or a spellcaster, but it's a warrior. Go figure. YuGiOh logic. Anyway, um, it's a Dark Warrior effect monster. Level 4, attack 1200, defense same. When you normal or special summon a Performer Pal monster, except Performer Pal Help Princess, except during the damage step, you can special summon this card from your hand. Okay, so it's just a quick way to get another Performer Pal on the field. Um, Next up, we have Super Heavy Samurai Thief. Okay, this is a Earth Machine effect monster, level 10, attack defense 1000. Okay. Um, let's see. If you have no spell trap cards in your graveyard, you can special summon this card from your hand. After this card was special summoned this way, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of this turn except super heavy samurai monsters. You can tribute this card, then activate one of these effects, destroy one card in your opponent's spell trap card zone. Then you can set the destroyed spell trap card to your side of the field. Destroy one card in your opponent's pendulum zone, then you can place the destroyed card in your pendulum zone. So it basically just snatches your opponent's spells and pendulum monsters. So that's a hey, super samurai thief. Next up we have super heavy samurai courier. I think about the name because I don't see that word too often. It's an Earth Machine effect monster, level 5, attack 1200, defense 1800. Description: if you have no spell and trap cards in your graveyard, you can special summon this card from your hand. After this card was special summoned this way, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of this turn except super heavy samurai monsters. If you have no spell trap cards in your graveyard, you can tribute this card, special summon up to 2 monsters from your hand to your opponent's side of the field in defense position, and draw 1 card for each monster special summoned by this effect. You can only use this effect of super heavy samurai yeah. Anyway, super heavy samurai courier once per turn. Somebody asked me something. I have the mic real low so you guys can't hear him. A good catalyst for some draw power, that's for sure. Other than that, so they're making super heavy samurai. Well, at least in this booster pack, they're making super heavy samurai monsters that has effects that activates when you tribute them. Most of them have high levels that require tributes. I don't know if they have anything that can, I don't know, like maybe special summon them, because I don't remember. I haven't played this archetype in so long. I think they had something that could special summon them from the hand or the deck, right? So I guess that would work with both that monster and thief. Courier, and thief. Next up, we got super heavy samurai drums. Dong, dong. Why does shit look like a Gatling gun? It probably is. Anyway, it's a machine. It's an Earth Machine tuner effect monster, level 1, attack, defense 300. Description: if this card on the field is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can target 1 super heavy samurai monster in your graveyard. Except super heavy samurai drums, special summon it. You can only use this effect of super heavy samurai drums once per turn. So you can even target another drums that can set you up for another exceed summon, or what? Not exceed, but synchro summon into. I think they have like 2 synchro super heavy samurai monsters in the game. I don't know if they added any more. Maybe they did in this booster pack. We will see. But it's a good way to get both courier and thief on the field. Actually, think about it. Use like something like Foolish Burial or some other type of card that can, or some other type of card that can dump them into the graveyard, then wait for drones to get destroyed, and then, and if I'm not mistaken, it doesn't have to be destroyed by your opponent's card effect. It just has to be destroyed and sent to the graveyard. Alright, so let me see. Hold on. Yeah, like it only has to be destroyed and sent to the graveyard. So you can even use cards like Dark Hole can really benefit from that. This can really benefit from a card like Dark Hole. So yeah. So next up is Super Heavy Samurai Soul Double Horn, which is a helmet. So like a helmet with balls and little beady eyes that looks like titties. Anyway, it's an Earth Machine effect monster, level 1, attack 0, defense 300. Description: you can target 1 super heavy samurai monster you control. Equip this monster from your hand to. Wait, you can target 1 super heavy samurai monster you control. Equip this monster from your hand or your side of the field to that target. You can make up to 2 attacks during each battle phase. When this card is equipped to a monster by this effect, you can special summon this card. You can only use this effect of Super Heavy Samurai Soul Double Horn once per turn. So it's just to add, pretty much this is for a real good beatdown strategy. This is just some tech for a beatdown strategy. That's what that is. You know, it's an equipped monster. Ironically enough, that it's a Union monster that's not Union. So, you know, speaking of which, like just on a side note, like they never did bring Union monsters back into the game. Like Union monsters have been outdated for forever. Anyway, Super Heavy Samurai Soul Shine Claw kind of looks like fucking armory arm. It's an Earth Machine effect monster, level 2, attack defense 500. Description: you can target one Super Heavy Samurai monster you control. Equip this monster from your hand to your side of the field to that target. It gains 500 attack and defense. Also, it cannot be destroyed by battle. While this card is equipped to a monster by this effect, you can special summon this card. You can only use this effect of Super Heavy Samurai Soul Shine Claw once per turn. So it prevents your monster from being destroyed by battle. Just adding a level, not only giving it a 500 attack and defense boost, along with the effects of other Super Heavy Samurai monsters that can attack while in defense position, which is very, very helpful and a very rare, uh, which is a very rare motif for an archetype or like any monster or whatever. So to be able to prevent it from being destroyed by battle is a nice add-on. Next up we have Fluffle Wings. Fluffle Wings, the wings, the wings of grace. Fluffle Wings. Oh, look at that. Kind of reminds you of Skellingle. You get a little wing thing with invisible feet and a bow and arrow. Anyway, it's a light fairy effect monster, level 1, attack defense 100. Description: you can only use this effect of Fluffle Wings once per turn. If you control Toy Vendor, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one Fluffle monster in your graveyard, banish it. If you do draw one card, then you can apply this effect. Send one Toy Vendor you control to the graveyard, and if you do, draw one card. So it's draw power. It's draw power. I don't really play the Fluffles, so I don't really know if that could be used for like a fusion material or anything like that. I think one of the fusion monsters can use it. I'm not sure. I don't play the Fluffles. So next up we got DD Baphomet. Baphomet. So they turned this into a DD monster. This is like one of the original Yu-Gi-Oh cards. And when I say the original, I'm talking about like the first entire set of Yu-Gi-Oh cards that ever came out. This is a part of it, if I'm not mistaken. But they turned, after all these years, they turned it into a different dimension monster. So that's interesting to see. It's a Dark Fiend effect monster, level 4, attack 1400, defense 1800. Description: once per turn, you can target one DD monster you control except DD Baphomet and declare a level from 1 to 8. It becomes that level until the end of this turn. Also, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of this. You cannot special summon monsters for the rest of this turn except DD monsters. So it's basically either if either you have a higher level DD monster on the field where you can use that effect to match that other monster's effect, or you can just use it to match this monster's effect or this monster's level, excuse me. So if you have two other DD monsters on the field and one of them say like is a level 10 and the other one is like a level, I don't know what, like 4, um 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 I'm sorry, they were making noise downstairs. I kind of got lost. Kind of sucks though. Level 1 to 8. So say for example you had two other different dimension monsters on here plus Baphomet, and one was level 10 and the other one's like level 4. You could turn a level 4 into a level 10 and do an exceed summon or like whatever the other level is, or you could use it to match this monster's level and go into an exceed summon. So that's basically what Baphomet is good. So went up to Swirlall Slime, DD Swirlall Slime. So it looks like a fucking slime and fucking a conch shell. A conch shell. It's a dark fiend effect monster, level 2 defense, attack and defense 200 each. Description: if this card is in your hand, you can fusion summon one triple D fusion monster from your extra deck, using monsters from your hand as fusion materials during this, including this card. You can banish this card from your graveyard. Special summon one DD monster from your hand. You can only use each effect of DD's Swirl Slime once per turn. So it's a hand polymerization monster. Basically, it's just a quicker way for you to get your triple D fusion monsters out. In a way, I kind of feel like it would be a waste if you use it on Temujin. If you use it on Triple D Lady Dark, I don't know if they changed their name to something else, but yeah, like D Arc. You can most certainly get the benefits of being able to get healed whenever the Covenant cards, if you use them, the Covenant cards can most definitely be turned into a life point gain when Dark is on the field. And yeah, I mean it's a good card. Polymerization from the hand. Woohoo! Okay, that was the most unenthusiastic woohoo I have ever done. Next up, you have DD Necro Slime. Alright, so now for DD Slime. DD Necro Slime, excuse me. It's a Dark Fiend effect monster, level 1, attack defense 300. Description: if this card is in your graveyard, you can fusion summon one triple D monster. Alright, description. Sorry, I had to pause the video there for a second. But anyway, if this card is in your graveyard, you can fusion summon one triple D fusion monster from your extra deck by banishing fusion materials listed on it from your graveyard, including this card. You can only use this effect of DD Necro Slime once per turn. So it's a fusion monster. Like, it's a pseudo polymerization card that you'll be able to use your monsters from your graveyard. So that's actually pretty fucking useful. And since more than likely they're going to end up being dark monsters, you can always use Escape from a Dark Dimension to really get your the monsters that you banished back from the banish zone onto your field. You can special summon them to your side of the field. You can do something with that. But moving on. Next up we have Raid Raptor Wild Vulture. Why the fuck does that shit remind me of like a Digimon or like a Pokemon or something? Or like some type of Transformer. I don't know why that artwork reminds me of some type of animation or some type of cartoon show that I can't think of off the top of my head, but it reminds me of something, and it's on the tip of my tongue, and I'm gonna be so mad if I don't remember in like the next minute or so. Anyway, it's a Dark Wing Beast effect monster, level 6, attack 1600, defense 2000. Description: during your main phase, if this card was normal or special summon this turn, you contribute this card, special summon 2 Raid Rat monsters from your hand or graveyard whose total levels equal exactly 6. So, just get 2 level 3s, I guess. I mean, unless there's a Raid Raptor that can manipulate levels, I guess you would pick that one. I don't know. It's a lot of cards that I don't know about in the filming these archetypes. But I can imagine if they had a Raid Raptor that can manipulate levels, you would want to target it and another monster, and maybe turn them both into a level 6 or something. I don't know. This one is Raid Raptor Skull Eagle. It is a Dark Wing Beast effect monster, level 3, attack 1000, defense 500. Description: if this card is detached from an Exceed monster and sent to the graveyard, to activate that monster's effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one Raid Raptor card in your graveyard, add it to your hand. You can only use this effect of Raid Raptor Skull Eagle once per turn. An Exceed monster that was summoned using this card as an Exceed material gains this effect. If it is Exceed summon, it gains 300 attack. So it boosts the attack by 300. Not only that, but it recycles monsters. It recycles Raid Raptor monsters from your graveyard. So it looks like one of those cards that you would just want to use as an Exceed material like soon as possible, I guess. Um, Seems that's the way them archetype is made any goddamn way. Any goddamn way. Any goddamn way. Anyway, performer pals. Performer pal. Wow. Perform Age, Mirror Conductor. It's a light spellcaster pendulum effect monster level 3, level 4, pendulum scale 3. Excuse me. Attack 600, defense 1400. Description: pendulum effect once per turn. You can target one face-up special summon monster on the field. Its attack and defense become its attack and defense each become equal to its attack or defense, whichever is lower. Your choice if tied until the end of this turn, even if this card leaves the field. Monster effect once per turn. During either player's turn, you can target one face-up monster on the field, switch its current attack and defense until the end of this turn, then take 500 damage. So, not only that, but so basically you can lower the attack of a monster by using its pendulum effect, and basically it's the same thing with the monster effect. You just take 500 damage. So you would preferably you would want to use this while it's in the pendulum zone. Otherwise, you would want to, you know, even though the main difference between the two is that when it's in the pendulum zone, you can only use it on face-up special summon monsters on the field, and when it's a monster, you can just use it on any monster. So, yeah, you would preferably want to use it on special summon monsters. You wouldn't want to use that on anything else, because you don't want to take damage, because it's like you're doing your opponent a favor. I don't know, but maybe the risk justifies the means. Like maybe there's more reward in it for you depending on the situation. Maybe you can risk the 500. Anyway, we have Performer Pal Flame Mascot. Why does this look like a strawberry ice cream cone, like with strawberries on it? I don't know. Like at first glance it does, but then it starts looking like a fucking puff, like a stuffed animal or something. I don't know, with some flint on it. I don't know. It's a fire spellcaster, pendulum effect monster, level 4, pendulum scale 5, attack defense 1000. Description: pendulum effect. If a face-up perform age monster you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon this card from your pendulum zone and take 500 damage. You can only use this effect of perform age flame mascot once per turn. Monster effect: if this card on the field is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon one perform age monster from. Dude! Sorry about that. I had to pause my video again. They're making too much noise downstairs. I had to raise my voice. But yeah, anyway. I think I was on a monster effect. No, I was on a pendulum effect. Okay, if a face-up perform age monster or monsters you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon this card from your pendulum zone to then take 500 damage. You can only use this effect of perform age flame mascot once per turn. Monster effect: if this card on the field is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon one perform age monster from your hand or deck except perform age flame mascot. Okay, so basically it's a catalyst to summon other perform age monsters as a monster, and as a pendulum spell card, it pretty much allows you to special summon a monster from your pendulum zone, a perform age monster from your pendulum. Well, not even just a perform age monster. It allows you to special summon itself from the pendulum zone. If a face-up perform age monster is destroyed by battle or by card effect, you only got to risk taking 500 though. Probably the only reason why it's like 500 and 500 only is because the attack and defense is so low. But other than that, whatever. It's all right. Again, depending on the circumstances, it might do something for you. Next up, there's the Legendary Fisherman 3. I didn't even know there was a Legendary Fisherman 2. That might be something I have to personally look up myself, because I didn't even know there was a part 2 to the Legendary Fisherman. I don't know. It's kind of like they just skipped 2 and went straight to 3. I didn't even know there was a 2. So it's a Water Warrior effect monster, level 7, attack 2500, defense 2000. Description: cannot be normal summon or set, must be special summoned from your hand by attributing one Legendary Fisherman. Cannot be special summoned by other ways. When this card is special summoned, You can banish all monsters your opponent controls, but this card cannot attack for the rest of its turn. Cannot be destroyed by battle or by card effects, and is unaffected by spell or trap card effects. Once per turn, you can return all your opponent's banished cards to the graveyard, and if you do, double the next battle damage or effect damage your opponent would take this turn. So they got Mako Tsunami. Yeah, I still remember his name, Mako Tsunami. I remember it. I just let you know I'm a true old school Yu-Gi-Oh fan. Mako Tsunami was the shit, man. Even though he wasn't really a good duelist in comparison to everybody else except Joey, maybe Tristan. That's not saying much. Um, but yeah, they're trying to make Legendary Fisherman relevant for use again because it really wasn't at all. So the fact that you get a monster like this is very powerful. Not overpowered, but very powerful. Um, you need a legendary fisherman to get it out on the field. And again, I didn't know that they even made a legendary fisherman 2. If they did, I never knew it existed. And if not, they just skipped 1 and just went straight to 3. Unless they're going to make a 2 later on. But for what it does, it's very fucking good. You know, they definitely brought it in today's era of Yu-Gi-Oh. I'm gonna leave it at that. And I got so many other cards to do reviews on. Next up, let me scroll down a little bit more. All right, Assault Blackwing Kunai the Drizzle. Kunai the Drizzle Drake. Well, why does it seem like they gave it a rap name? Why does it look like a damn Ninja Turtle? I don't know. It kind of looks like a Ninja Turtle a little bit, except it's a bird. I don't know, man. It just looks like I don't know. It's so many references in that card artwork. It's just ridiculous, in my opinion. It's a Dark Wing Beast effect monster, level 5, attack 2100, defense 1600. Description: you can special summon this card from your hand by tributing one Blackwing monster. If you do, it's treated as a tuner monster. Once per turn, you can target one synchro monster you control and declare a level from 1 to 8. It becomes that level until the end of this turn. So I'm assuming this is meant to go towards, even though it could be used for a beatdown strategy because it does have, it does have 2,100 attack. It would be more, I would say more. Well, I wouldn't even say more useful. It would still be dependent on the situation. I would say that it most definitely could be. I don't know. I haven't played the Black Wings, but I'm pretty sure there's a synchro monster that you can use with it, depending on like the levels. Um, but yeah, that's it. I don't know. It's something. I don't know. I don't play the Black Wings, so I can't really tell you. Uh, it sucks, but I'm pretty sure all the Blackwing users out there, because they are some faithful Blackwing users. They've been using Blackwing since they first came out. What the fuck happened to this? Redirecting the charging guy, the Fierce Knight. Okay, never mind. Even though they got an anime card, it's an official card. They just didn't fix that up right. It's a light warrior effect monster, level 7. Attack 2300, defense 2100. Description: you can normal summon this card without tributing, but its attack becomes 1900. If this card is tributed, you can add one Blackluster Soldier monster from your deck to your hand. You can only use this effect of charging Gaia the Fierce Knight once per turn. So, a Blackluster Soldier monster. So they must be making other Blackluster Soldier monsters. So, I mean, there's already Blackluster Soldier Envoy at the beginning. There's Blackluster Soldier, the Ritual monster. And I think they had like a Blackluster Soldier, Super Soldier, or something like that that they recently made. I don't know if it's in this booster pack or not, but most definitely it's something that's going to be interesting to see in action. But they made some support for it, so there you go. So it can either go towards the Ritual monster or one of the new ones, I guess. Alright, so next up we got Curry Ball, another version of Kuribo. Yep. I don't know, it kind of looks like they made Kuribo, but they tried to digitize him or make him into a robot, and this is the best they could do. It's a Dark Fiend effect monster, level 1, attack 300, defense 200. Description: when an opponent's monster declares an attack, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard. Change the attacking monster to defense position When you ritual summon a monster, you can banish this card from your graveyard as one of the monsters required for the ritual summon. But it's only one level though. It's not really helpful. Um, Next up, we got Soul of the Super Soldier. I think this is it, or maybe something else. I don't know. Soul of the Super Soldier. All right. It's an Earth Warrior effect monster, level 1, attack defense 0. Description: you can send one Blackluster Soldier monster from your hand to the graveyard until your opponent's next end phase. This card's attack becomes 3,000. Also, its name becomes Blackluster Soldier. You can banish this card from your graveyard. Add one Night of the Beginning or Night of the Evening Twilight from your deck to your hand. You can only use each effect of Soul of the Super Soldier once per turn. So you can use both of them in the same turn, but you can only use each effect once per turn. So that's helpful. So whatever the Night of the Beginning and Night of the Evening Twilight does, I'm pretty sure that helps benefit whatever this card does. But nevertheless, I mean, it's basically a Blackluster Soldier, considering that you can turn it into it, at least even if it's just temporarily, you know. But it's just the armor of it. Still interesting. Trying to breathe some new light in the Blackluster Soldier, so that's cool. Might really have to check these cards out later on. Um, so this is Night of the Beginning, which is supposed to be like a kid dressed up as Blackluster Soldier Envoy of the Beginning. It's a light warrior effect monster, level 4, attack 500, defense 2000. Description: you can only use each effect of Night of the Beginning once per turn. If this card in the graveyard is banished, you can add one ritual spell card from your deck to your hand. A Blackluster Soldier monster ritual summon using this card gains these effects. Once per turn, you can target one monster your opponent controls, banish it. When this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, you can activate this effect. This card can make a second attack in a row. Okay, so basically it gives it all a... Basically, this would give, I would say, the original Blackluster Soldier monster the effects of Envoy of the Beginning. Basically, that's what we're looking at here. So I can only imagine what Envoy of the Evening Twilight would do. I mean, well, Envoy of the Night of the Evening Twilight. So, so this one is a dark. So let me get this straight. The one that's dressed up in dark armor is a light attribute, and the one dressed up in light armor is a dark attribute. What type of Illuminati shit is this? So Night of the Evening Twilight, it's a dark warrior effect monster, level 4, attack 500, defense 2000. Description: you can only use each effect of Night of the Evening Twilight once per turn. If this card in the graveyard is banished, you can add one ritual monster from your deck to your hand. A Blackluster Soldier monster ritual summon using this card gains these effects. Once per turn, you can target one monster your opponent controls, banish it. Once per turn, you can banish one random card from your opponent's hand, face down, until your opponent's next end phase. So pretty much the first effect is the same as Blackluster Night of the Beginning, and it's the second effect that's different. At least I think it is. Once per turn, you can banish one random card. So I mean, it's helpful nonetheless. But you have to be able to banish them from the graveyard. I think we just seen something that could do that. I'm not fucking sure, so forgive me. Yeah, target one monster your opponent controls. So the first effects are the same. I had to look back at it. Okay. Next up, we have Vector Pendulum, the Draco Ruler. I don't know how to respond to that. It's a Dark Dragon Pendulum monster, level 4, Pendulum Scale 3, attack 1850, defense 0, attack 1850, 1850, 1850, 1850. La 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 la. Anyway, defense 0. Pendulum Scale, negate all effects in your opponent's pendulum zones. That could be very helpful. Monster effect, which isn't really an effect, just that the card text a demon lord who suddenly appeared leading armies of draconic draconic fiends in a campaign of world conquest. It is said that he changes all that exists into evil dragons using the unknown secret of dragonization. The stories say that his vast stores of power are not of this world. Uh huh. Uh huh. Anyway, the pendulum effect is good. So if you're using like a normal, saying like build using pendulum monsters, I guess you would want to throw him in there because I can kind of even the playing field per se. Next up, we have Magic Scepter Cat Nikomata. It's a Wind Spellcaster Pendulum Effect Monster Level 3 Pendulum Scale 2. Description: when this card is normal or special summon, you can activate this effect. During the end phase of this turn, add one Magic Scepter card from your deck to your hand. You can only use this effect of Magic Scepter Cat Nikomata once per turn. Cannot be targeted by or destroyed by an opponent's card effects. Um, what? I don't think they separated the. Okay, with this card, I don't think they separated the monster effect in the pendulum effect because I don't know what the hell I'm looking at. I'm assuming the one on top is the pendulum effect. So when this card is normal or special summon, you can activate this effect during the end phase of this turn. Add one Magic Scepter card from. Well, I don't know if this is the monster. Wait a minute, because it's supposed to be a pendulum monster. So I don't know. Wait a minute. Yeah, this is confusing. I don't know if this is supposed to be the pendulum effect. It's like you can only use this effect of Magic Scepter Cat Nikomata once per turn. Cannot be destroyed or battled by your destroyed. Cannot be targeted or destroyed by your opponent's card effects. Okay, so this must be the pendulum effect then. The one at the bottom. Yeah, they mixed this up. I'm assuming they did that because this seems more of like a pendulum effect than this does. When this card is normal summon or special summon, obviously that's the monster effect. You can activate this effect during the end phase of this turn. Add one Magic Scepter card from your deck to your hand. So they got them mixed up. The one at the bottom is the pendulum effect, and the one at the top is the monster effect. On the website, they have it mixed up. They got to switch this around for the website, that they're not confusing people. But for what it does in the archetype, it seems to be good. You got a searcher there, and you have a card that can be placed in your pendulum zone that can protect itself. So that's good. It's kind of broken, but it's kind of good. Next up, mm, yeah, Magic Scepter Raccoon. It's a wind spellcaster pendulum effect monster, level 3, pendulum scale 5, attack 1200, defense 900. Description: when this card is normal or special summon, you can add one Magic Scepter monster from your hand. You can add one Magic Scepter monster from your deck to your hand. You can only use this effect of Magic Scepter Raccoon once per turn. Cannot be targeted by or destroyed by an opponent's card effects. And this must be another one that they got mixed up. Like, again, the bottom one seems to be like the pendulum effect. I don't know. Like, they messed this up on the website. They messed it up. I don't know what the card, like, which one is supposed to be the. Yeah, I don't know which one is supposed to be the monster effect and which one is supposed to be the pendulum monster effect. That's the confusing. That's the thing that's confusing me. I'm pretty sure on the actual card they have it figured out, but on the website it seems messed up. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't. I don't know. I would doubt they would have. They will let you put a pendulum monster in the pendulum zone and not have an effect that separates from the monster effect. So that just is what's confusing me. So I can't really tell um, with that. So when this card is normal or special summon, you can add one Magic Scepter monster from your deck to your hand. So again, it searches and it protects itself from being destroyed. So that's all I can see with that one. Put that one Magic Scepter Cat, I believe, even though the scales are kind of low. Next up, we have Magic Scepter Crow. One sec. Get this to scroll up. Got Magic Scepter Crow, and there's a Wind Spellcaster Pendulum Effect Monster. Um, Spellcaster, Pendulum Effect Monster, level 4, Pendulum Scale 5, attack 1000, defense 1500. Description: when this card is normal or special summon, you can add one Magiceptor spell card from your deck to your hand. You can only use this effect of Magiceptor Crow once per turn. It cannot be targeted by or destroyed by an opponent's card effects. So this one searches out the spell cards. This one searches out the spell cards. I don't even know what to say. It's not that the effects aren't good. It's just that I'm confused as to what's supposed to be the pendulum effect and what's supposed to be the monster effect. That's the thing that's confusing me. So I don't know. So this Magiceptor searches out the spell cards. Let me see, because I probably overlooked something in the heat of me trying to figure this out. So Crow searches out the spell cards. Raccoon searches out Magiceptor monsters. And Cat searches what? The Magiceptor what? Cat searches out the Magiceptor card, like any Magiceptor card. So Magiceptor Unicorn must Magiceptor Fox, excuse me. Magiceptor Fox. It's a Pendulum. Wind Pendulum Effect Monster, level 4, Pendulum Scale 2, attack 1500, defense 1000. When this card is normal summon or special summon, you can add one Magiceptor Trap card from your deck to your hand. You can only use this effect of Magiceptor Fox once per turn, cannot be targeted by or destroyed by an opponent's card effects. This will search out traps. Pretty much the same as the rest of them, but that one searches out the traps. And this one, I'm not going to read over the effect if it ends up being the same thing as the last 4 cards. It's not going to make any sense. Okay, this must be the big boss. During either play, there's a Wind Spellcaster Pendulum Effect Monster, level 6, Pendulum Scale 2, Tech Defense 2000. Description: during either player's turn, you can target one Pendulum monster you control and one monster your opponent controls. Return them to the hand. You can only use this effect of Magiceptor Unicorn once per turn. Cannot be targeted by or destroyed by an opponent's card effects. Okay. It bounces back the Pendulum. Well, one of your Pendulum monsters and one monster your opponent controls. So it could be any monster. But I hope that monster doesn't have an effect where it can't be targeted by, your opponent's card effects. Otherwise, it wouldn't. So how much more I got left? Because I think I don't know if I'm gonna be able to finish all of these. All right. So dang, I got quite a bit left. All right. Let's just keep going. Might be over an hour, but nevertheless, it's gonna work. Next up, we have Ignite Derringer. Seems like a woman. Anyway, it's a Fire Warrior Pendulum Monster, level 5, Pendulum Scale 2, attack 2400, defense 1200. Description: Pendulum Effect. If you have an Ignite card in your other Pendulum Zone, you can destroy both cards in your Pendulum Zones, and if you do, add one Fire Warrior type monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand. Monster effects: the lone woman amongst the Ignites who was coddled by her colleagues, even though her prized weapon take down her allies more often than her enemies, none of them complain about it. I don't know, I guess when it works in the heat of the moment, I guess it works. Get it? Heat of the moment. Heat. Shut up, you wouldn't know a joke if you heard it. But no, the effect is, typical of the Ignites. They blow themselves up and search for other ones. I guess from the ashes rises another Ignite, kind of like a phoenix. Next up, we have Ignite Uzi, which is supposed to be just a small submachine gun that apparently has a blade attached to it. So it's a sword gun, the most awesome weapon ever made. Facts. It's a Fire Warrior Pendulum Monster, Pendulum level 6, Pendulum Scale 7, attack 1300, defense 2700. Description: if you have an Ignite card in your other Pendulum Zone, you can destroy both cards in your Pendulum Zones, and if you do, add one Fire Warrior type monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand. Huh. And he is the bodyguard of Derringer. While he shows impulsive acts toward her, he is the only one that can listen and understand Gallant's complaints. So whoever Gallant is, I think that's one of the previous Ignites. He always bitching about how Derringer is always fucking up. He's the only one that's gonna listen to her, to the complaints from him for her, I guess. Uh, yeah, of course it does what the other Ignites do. Blows itself up, searches for another one. Next up we have the Gradles. The Gradles. It is a new archetype. This one seems to be the intelligent one out the group. Anyway, it's a water aqua tuner effect monster. Level 5, attack 0, defense 2000. Description: if this card is in your hand or graveyard, you can target 2 Gradle cards you control, destroy them, and if you do, special summon this card. You can only use this effect of Gradle Slime once per turn. When special summon this way, you can target 1 Gradle monster in your graveyard, special summon it in defense position. Ha! So it destroys them and then it special summons itself and get another one on the field, basically. Not too bad, not too bad. Next up is Gradle Alligator. It's a water aqua effect monster, level 3, attack 500, defense 1500. Description: if this card in your monster zone is destroyed by battle or a spell card's effect and sent to the graveyard, you can target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls, equip this card to that target. While this card is equipped to a monster by this effect, take control of that monster. When this card leaves the field, destroy the equipped monster. So it pulls the old bait and switch and gets destroyed and it steals your opponent's monster. It's kind of like Rescue Warrior. Kind of like Rescue Warrior. That's basically what it is. It's fucking Rescue Warrior. Except it doesn't stay attached to your opponent's monster. Next up we have Gradle Cobra. So basically it seems like Alien or Gray, whatever the fuck that monster name was. Like, it kind of went in one ear and went out the other. It seemed like it possessed all these other ones and then it just became them. A bunch of reptiles and shit. Anyway, Gradle Cobra, it's a water aqua effect monster, level 3, attack, defense 1000. Description: if this card in your monster zone is destroyed by battle or a trap card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can target 1 face-up monster on 1 face-up monster your opponent controls, equip this card to that target. While this card is equipped to that monster, take control. Oh, okay. Pretty much it's the same as Alligator, except it has to be destroyed by battle or a trap card. So with Alligator, it's by battle or by just any card effect, I think. Or was it a spell card? Spell card. Okay, so by battle or by a spell card. Eagle. I'm assuming this is going to be the monster. Okay. Right here. Oh, yeah. Right. So, Gradle Eagle, water aqua effect monster, level 3, attack 1500, defense 500. If this monster card in your monster zone is destroyed by battle or a monster effect and sent to the graveyard. Okay. Yeah, same thing as the other two, except this one has to be destroyed by a monster effect. Along with being destroyed by battle, you know, it can be destroyed by a monster effect and the same effect activates. It steals your opponent's monster. Um, so that's basically the silver lining between all of the monsters, is that they can be destroyed by battle, and then they have an alternate way that the same effect can be activated, is by being destroyed by a spell card, trap card, or a monster effect, respectively. And then you can just take your opponent's monster and do whatever the fuck you want to do with it. Alright. Oh, and this card is not a member of the Magician archetype because its Japanese name does not contain Magicion, apparently. Red Skill Magician. Too bad it can't be included into that. It's a Dark Spellcaster effect monster, level 4, attack, defense 1600. Description: each time a spell card is activated, place one spell counter on this card with that. I get tired of having to keep pause these videos because they're making so much fucking noise downstairs. But anyway, each time a spell card is activated, place one spell counter on this card. When that spell card resolves, maximum 3. You can tribute this card with 3 spell counters on it. Special summon one Archfiend monster from your hand, deck or graveyard. You can banish this card from your graveyard and target one card you control. You can place one spell counter on it. So, skilled Dark Magician summons Dark Magician. Skilled White Magician summons Buster Blader. I think it was like a skilled Blue Magician. I don't remember. I think it was supposed to summon. I don't know what the hell that was supposed to summon. I think a guy at a Fierce Knight or something. I don't remember. And then you got skilled Red Magician that summons the Archfiends, which is not a part of the skilled Arch Magician type. So I don't know. It's just the same as the other ones. It just doesn't qualify as a magician card, sadly. Next up, we have Romantic Royal Swamp Oarfish. What the fuck? So it's kind of like Gemini Elf, except they got fishes. Okay. It's a water worm effect monster, level 6, attack 2000, defense 1200. Description: you can discard one monster, special summon one level 4 or lower worm type monster from your deck. You can only use this effect Romantic Royal Swamp Oarfish once per turn. Horror fish. So they make love and all of a sudden they just, spontaneously bring another worm monster out. So they're fish, but they're worms. Seems legit. Next up, we got Toon Barrel Dragon. Toon Barrel Dragon. Dark Machine Toon Effect Monster, level 7, attack 2600, defense 2200. Description: cannot attack the turn it is summoned while you control Toon World and your opponent controls no Toon monster. This card can attack your opponent directly once per turn. You can target one card on the field, toss it 3 times, and destroy it. And if at least 2 of the results are heads, if at least 2 of the results are heads. So, alright, so basically it's Barrel Dragon with the same effects, just the benefits of a Toon monster. So, that's all it is. Make sure you have Toon World and you'll be fine. Next up, we got Despot 6006. And, hold on. Lord, I hate this thing. This website keeps dragging behind. It's very delayed. Okay. It's an Earth Machine, effect monster, level 6, pendulum scale 1, attack defense 500. Description: you cannot pendulum summon monsters except for despots. This effect cannot be negated. Monster effect: if this card is normal or special summon, you can target one monster on the field, change its battle position. This card gains 500 attack for each face-up despot monster in your extra deck. If this card in the pendulum zone is destroyed, you can target one despot monster in your graveyard, add it to your hand. You can only use this effect with Despot 006 once per turn. So, just like the rest of the despots, it has an effect where you can special summon other despots, except this one only targets the ones in the extra deck. Being in a pendulum monster, it can do that quite well. I think it's another pendulum monster that's also a despot. I think 005 is a despot. Well, not a despot, but I think that's also a pendulum monster. I'm not sure. Like, it's a lot of cards I haven't seen. I'm pretty sure many of my viewers will clear up that confusion for me. But, I'm glad the despots got more support. So, next up, we got Pot of Taboos. Scroll down, see how many more of these cards I have to review. I still got quite a bit, man. It's going to be a minute. This video is going to be over an hour long. But then again, that's the price I got to pay for waiting so long to do this. Alright. God damn, bro. What the fuck? Man. I can't be in this damn house, man. Like, it's too fucking loud. Anytime I need some type of silence to do videos, I can't get that here. Because of this shit. Forgive my language. I know it's supposed to be a children friendly, but you got to understand I'm a grown ass man trying to do this. And, well, not grown. I'm only 27, in great shape, eat healthy. Never mind, none of that matters. Uh, next up, we have Pot of Taboos, which looks like a rip-off Pot of Greed. It's Earth Rock Flip Effect Monster, level 9, attack 2000, defense 3000. Description: flip, you can activate one of these effects, draw 2 cards, return all spell and trap cards on the field to the hand, destroy all monsters your opponent controls. Look at your opponent's hand, shuffle 1 card into the deck. You can only use one Pot of Taboos effect per turn and only once that turn. So you can't flip it face down with a card like Book of Moon or something and then like flip it back up with another card effect in that same turn and activate it. This is the way Pot of Greed really should have been in the first place. But then again, when Pot of Greed was made, the game wasn't as it is now, so you could actually benefit off of it without anything being overpowered or broken. Um, but yeah, they just brought back Pot of Greed and put it into a different, monster with all these other effects, and now you actually have to work for it because it's level 9, and it can actually be used as a beat stick or like a wall, you know. Whereas Pot of Greed was just a spell card, Now we got this monster version of it, and you gotta work because it has level 9, so it's gonna take a couple. It's gonna take a couple. I mean, granted that naturally it could stay on the field. You don't have to worry about getting destroyed by battle or anything like that. It seems like. Um, but anyway, it's good. 3,000 in defense is. I don't think anybody's going to complain about that. Anybody except for your opponent, probably. Next up, we got Doctor Frankenfiend. Oh, excuse me, Frankenfind. Doctor Frankenfind with steam coming out his ears and Bugs Bunny teeth. And basically typical black guy animated lips. There's a racial undertone in this damn card. I'm just realizing. Never mind, it's not that. I don't want to pull the race card on something that's clearly not that. But nevertheless, it's a dark psychic effect monster. Level 3, attack defense 300. Description: if this card is normal or special summon, you can pay 500 life points. Look at the top card of your deck, then place it on either the bottom of the deck, or reveal it and add it to your hand. But skip your next draw phase. You can only use this effect of Dr. Frankenfind once per turn. So I don't know if they tried to remake Mind Master and put it in the form of this. I don't know. I think it was another card that Mind Master. Sorry, my sister was talking to me, but I think they were trying to redo Mind Master when they made this card. I think Mind Master had like another version of itself released like earlier than this, but I can't remember what it was, and I don't think too many people used it anyway, even if it was. But this looks to be that reimagining of what Mind Master should have been. You pay 500 life points, you can kind of somewhat search, but you get an early look at what you're going to draw, and decide on whether or not you want to do something with it. So this most definitely is a good card, but there's some drawbacks to it. To try to balance out to not make it as broken as Mind Master was. Hence the reason why they had to ban it in the first place. It's good, nothing too difficult to use. Seems good. Next up, Blackluster Soldier, Super Soldier. I may have to stop this and make another video, so I think that's what I'm gonna do.